Hi guys, this is me, Sean Bleakin here. I know it's been so long since I did a last time live stream. First for 2024. I do apologize it took a while because I've been busy in other stuff. I'm right now in my trade room. As you can see, it's a big mess. Long story. I'll explain that to you in a little bit. Before I show you what's behind me in the layout, I thought I might show you these two things. See those? These are power supplies. So I'm going to see if I can use it to try light some of my buildings actually to make it a little more scenic, like especially at nighttime. You never get tired. I never get tired of seeing a night sky layout that looks pretty cool and interesting. Which I'll plan on doing it pretty soon. Someday. And I just gotta put these somewhere so that I don't lose them. And wow, the thing you're wondering, what these are huge DVD cases. Now revealing to that thing. So what I'll just open up this bin and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Now, if you don't know this, back in November of last year in 2024, I was working at the Syracuse train show that where where my dad and I found this business named Anchor Rail Video, which if you don't know this, he sells mostly train TVs at like train shows and stuff. This is our newest video. And so the owner who was in charge of the business was in his 70s. His name was Dennis. Not Dennis the Menace. But he was in his 70s and was ready for retirement. So we officially acquired this business so we could sell some videos actually. Some of his DVDs too actually. So I could get some money for because my plan is to maybe sometime in like April or May of this year to maybe buy a car or something. So we have worked at 4 shows so far, or as of 2025. So we worked at the Oak, Pennsylvania Greenbirds Train Toy Show, the Biggie, Springfield, Massachusetts, the Allentown, as well as the 2 weekends ago, the one in Rochester, which we made about nearly over $8,000 and now increased to $600 actually we made so far. So that was pretty decent. We have some of the John Put videos. And over here, as you can see behind me, I don't know if you can see well. This is where we have some pet track videos actually. Under here, some of the videos we stored to as well as over here, I think is these are some of the bins there. These bins are probably used for some. These are where we sell these picture ones over there. In addition to we also have Dennis's videos, which I think they're right here with the plastic underneath this bin, which I'm not going to bother tearing. It'll be painful. And over here's my kit where I could build some stuff, like a building kit and stuff. So yeah, and now for the main thing I'm showing you. I'll just move this out of the way carefully. Okay, in case you know, that's our TV right here. That little box, if you didn't notice, that little thing, that's our TV we use to display a video that we're selling to try to get customers to buy it. Also, some of the money is going to help fund the autism speak to try help people with those disabilities to get better and stuff. Well, technically, as well as the one I did in Oaks, Pennsylvania, we actually donated some $10 to help the reef after the fire took place in California, which I've been thinking a lot about these victims. And speaking of which, if you don't notice, I'm thinking of possibly joining the Red Cross actually to help people if there was a disaster in a different country that was major involved. I won't do the war conflict. I want to help because of that recent earthquake that took place in Taiwan, actually. Especially one of my college people I went to my college during Syracuse University is from the country of Kerr or something. It's in Southeast Asia, close to Taiwan. I express sympathy and thought to her, hoping she's okay. Even now that we did live now in a different time zones, but I still thinking, hoping she's okay and praying God. Now, let's move on to something bad, move on to something positive. Now, this is my way out right here. As you can see, if you don't notice, I'm right. I just somehow switched from O to HO. Well, the reasons why I want to switch from HO instead of O, switch to HO instead of O is due to it's due to a lot of reasons. Well, first of all, two reasons is that I was going to originally sell in 2023, but I rejected due to the biggest issue is that just there are not a lot of Amtrak cars in O gauge compared to HO scale. Like you can't find it's very rare to find superliners, especially in O gauge or O scale. Like the only place that makes them now is by going Day Depot. You have to reserve these ones, and they're more than $2,000 to reserve to get them shipped and their stuff. They're really expensive, almost as pricey as the Vision One Daylight that I have actually, the GS4, which I will point out that as well as the size of them, they could fit better if I want. Because in my future place I want to live, I want to have a bigger space to help a big mall train layout and stuff. Even though I don't feel comfortable living in apartments, even though they're expensive, so I'm aware of that. I'm not selfish. I don't feel comfortable with them because there won't be enough space to put all this. Which that'll be the next sort of expensive thing I want to buy after a car. I'm probably going to save money really long time to do this. Unless if I sold something that was really expensive, which I don't think that's going to be possible instant. But we'll see, even though it's pricey. And the way out, if you don't know this, it looks, it's a little messy, but it looks pretty good. This is my mountain area right here, as you can see. Looks pretty decent. This right here is actually a little lake area. I had to cut out the foam, a little river that leads into a little pond. This over here is another lake or something. Right here is a grass area. As you can see, or there, right next to the DC controller, if you can't see, is a vacuum where I have to suck them up and then buy a different stuff and put a vacuum to make it a little grassy. I still have yet to get the fish and trap lines to fix some of the gaps, such as there and other stuff. As well as make sure though, and just recently I got these what was it? Nails actually. They're Atlas nails actually. I don't know if you could see 100%. Oh, I'll put that layer. These could jointly connect to the rails, such like these. So yeah. Now I just have to get the other one. So that way that no mice could die with this. So, and over here is a little forest area. The trees and the grass look really scenic right now. I did all on my own. And not to mention, the next feature I'm going to have is probably make sure fix all the trap ends, make them even with the track and then balance and then make it scenic. Then after that, I'll do the road. And I'm right now trying to rip I'm trying to rip underneath this foam actually to make it will match with this house. I bought this house at the York April train convention back in April of last year. Actually, I'm trying to make this even so it can match. And I'll probably plan on building a little road actually, which I have the asphalt scenic you're supposed to use. As you can see, yeah. And over here's the vacuum thing, in case you want to see. My plans to, for right now, make it a nice simple layout so that way it could be easy to carry with me to my next place I'm living. The last thing I'm probably going to do is replace the underside of this with the one furniture, with one benchwork that goes underneath instantly, which I do have some benchwork right here. As you can see, here's some of the bench work that I use. My plan is to put them sometime underneath, remove this or wood, this sort of thing that we had, and put that underneath. We'll have to be extremely, extremely careful. I bought most of them from Lowe's, except for one at Home Depot actually in November of 2024 to honor the founder of Home Depot who died then. Just want to clarify. And everything. Yeah. So yeah, possibly these little things you will just move this out. Probably some other videos I have yet to show, and or here's where some. So far, I think our plan is to maybe sometime maybe expand some more shows, even though some might be far away. I said to do the Rochester one since it's the closest one. We just had to set up and spend only one night to try to save money for a future trip because I think I'd take only one trip that I would pick it my entire summer. That's it, nothing else, period, because I'm trying to save money for a lot of that stuff, such as the car, etc. Like, I think about maybe I'll acquire some. The car I would want to have would be a better environment car that doesn't produce any pollution. If it's like better for the environment, because I want to do some more things to try to stop climate change from getting worse. For example, like apart from I want to plant some more trees and probably save some animals or something. Who knows? Yeah. This is some of the equipment I use to try and make this even. And this, I bought this at the Syracuse show. This is my first newer line out show stuff. These are fences. So they look pretty decent. I thought I might use it to fence this house right here, possibly. And this is my first building I possibly ever used that kit. It's my Dairy Queen. Even though it's not 100% accurate as great as the fit, it was the best stuff I ever knew. I have not done this in an extremely long time. See, this is my Dairy Queen. Even though it's not hard, I think I'll probably modify this to make it look 100% good and better than I did. Possibly maybe color a little bit the built-in to make it look decent. Possibly. I'll have to fix some of them. But at least I did a pretty great job on this one, even though it's not 100% great, but it was still better than nothing. I'm going to take a little more break. So yeah, right now I also have some extra foam that I thought I might use to make it look like if it's going up and down, like this section right here. I want it to be a little bit California-ish. for this would be in Northern California. This would be a dry area of California. Along there. So yeah. And some of the intro stuff I thought looks pretty decent. I bought this at the Greenberg showing that I was worked at. It has a custom colo actually, which that looks pretty cool actually. This was only about $6 that I bought. The only purchase I did Sunday. Just for saving money and stuff. But right now, going to and another thing I want to do is that I want to make sure this see from a microscope to see if the wiring, if it's 100% safe to make sure it doesn't become a fire hazard or something. Yeah. And before I just found. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe sometime the first week of April, I thought I might try and go to this hobby shop that I never knew existed. It's near Cortland. I never knew that this place existed. It's also a paint store. It's a newer hobby shop, which I don't think we had a new train hobby shop open in an extremely long time. I know that there's a Hobby Town, USA that's in Clinton, New York. That's close to Utica. Cortland is south of Syracuse, if you don't know. It's also where there's a really nice AMW restaurant that has a drive-in, kind of like a Sonic. The only fast food place ever to turn 100 years old for their root beer served these services, 1990. A lot of White Castle 2 years later, which would be 100 years old for inventing the hamburger bun. Yeah. And my plan to, apart from stuff from the way out, I thought I might talk about what's been going on lately, up further than the train stuff. So I gotta say, in my conclusion of 2004, if I forgot to mention, 2024 was pretty decent year. I thought it was pretty good, even though we had some challenges. Like the good things of 2024 that happened to me included 10 years since I went to the York Train Convention for nearly a decade, as well as first meeting Team Bucks videos in person. I got to meet Charbocos, Tom's wife, right after I got done with the California Zapper trip on May 21st. I was going to originally take the 480 home, but due to the normal place that I see them, such as that convention, they were not there because of Tom's decline health. She was nice enough to show me seeing all Amtrak's 50th anniversary heritage tunes, except for 203 and 301. Those are the only ones I have not seen. Seeing Amtrak's two new AOC 42s, including one on the Silver Star and on the Cavalry, I got to see them before they become the temporary train to 480, which would be only in service possibly at least until the fall or next year, 2026, possibly. Who knows? Hope the Silver Star Cavalry doesn't go away. I wonder if the Superarms would ever come back to the DC area apart from our train. Hopefully it's not gone forever, even though the Horizons have sadly been pulled from service due to a dangerous rust that could cause health problems. Yikes. Poor thing. The leading to the Cascade train service being on hold until tomorrow, possibly. This route can't catch a break. First the two derailments, and now this. What's next? An earthquake or something? Or tsunami? I don't know. Well, what next? Let's not focus on that negative stuff. Another good thing of 2024 included buying that business, as well as the most notably, as well as the most notable, getting out of my depression that I had So I'm no longer depressed, as well as becoming a little more active, as well as becoming a volunteer at one of my elementary schools. Now, the bad things of 2024 include the death of Tomikos, which I was really devastated to hear about this news. I was fortunate enough to see him twice back when he was living, including one time in New York in 2014, as well as at a store in Michigan City, Indiana, in July 2019, which I don't know what's next. At least his son's taking over the business despite the car accident. The flood in North Carolina, which almost canceled my dad's flight home from business trip. The my oh sorry, as well as a terrible accident that my grandma was involved, which she almost lost her life. Now, if you don't know this, I'll tell you a big story about this. Back in August 10th or 11th, right after I got to see Amtrak 160 on the 480, the Pepsi can unit, I was about to upload this video when my dad got an unexpected call. Well, you probably know my grandpa's been amputated since 2023, actually. Well, he has this golf cart he was driving around. My dad's brother, Sam, they owned some camp area in Richfield Springs when he was driving around where he accidentally hit my grandma on mistake. You heard that right? This was not a prank, it was real. She had to be escorted to the hospital emergency room where they had to give her surgery and stuff. That was pretty chaos. The long story is that she's okay. Don't worry. She's not major. Despite she had surgery a couple of months ago and that other stuff. And now, which my mom, she's an elementary school teacher. She was going to originally transfer for being a teacher to help kids with problems to a preschool teacher, but unfortunately, due to this incident, her plan never fell through. It was unfortunately derailed and canceled because of that, which I was disappointed about this. I was going to change my mind until this incident took place. It's yeah, could have been worse if my grandma didn't make it or something. That's what I figured. Sorry, this was what. Sorry, just my Siri did this. Sorry, um, my apologies. And what else? Like if she died instantly, I don't know how many years or months left at my grandparents live. I was able to watch the movie Tough Guys with my grandma just to get this over with. Back when I used to do overnights until I resigned in 2023, we sometimes watch movies together, actually. Like, we even sometimes we will watch movies technically. It's really a shame I had to resign it. I don't feel like I have interest in spending night again because of this. I don't know what's going to happen. They probably might not use their car anymore. My grandpa can't drive now. So yeah, I hope you all people are doing okay actually. So yeah. And now hold on. I have a few more things I want to show. Two more things, including um, hold on, is this. I got this, I believe, in the Oak Show. Actually, this is one of the prize guides. Hoping to get. I'm getting some more TM stuff, so that way I could get them before it becomes extremely hard to find some of them. One last thing I'll show you that I'm done for the day entirely is this. I got this for Christmas actually. Because one, I used to have the N scale version of the KO Super Liners, but I got rid of them in 2026 or something. The reason why I think the HO ones are better than the N scale one is due to this little feature. This thing opens easily. You can modify it to add lights into it to make it white. I prefer that one over N scale. It doesn't matter what model train gauge you have. I could be fine as well as handle your opinion. Even though I'm planning to my next layout have a display of each model train gauge and size. And this is made in Japan. Normally, model trains they're made in China as well as maybe Vietnam now, actually. Not to mention, at one time they used to support Korea, but didn't go, you know, like, like as well as didn't go successful. So now I gotta get going. Actually, I hope you all guys enjoying this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notification bell, and so I can when I get uploaded by a new video. And not to mention, I'm planning to doing the original prototype version of Rails America video, the prototype version of it. That originally aired on Iowa Toy Trains #7 to celebrate the 10-year anniversary since I made my first permanent YouTube video on this channel. Because I started this channel, you might know, back in September 2012. Back in 2013, I did temporary videos. They were videos I did not keep very long. Then I made a permanent video in April of 2015, really 10 years ago now. So I'm hope you all enjoying. I gotta go. Stay tuned for my next video. And bye for now.